Good morning. Mark Donegan, self-healing practitioner and educator, January 9th, 2021. Basically my video diary. So, opinions and comments are not on my video diary, actually. But yeah, whatever. Um, Grateful Sunday. Sundays, I used to do my religious, we didn't call it religious. Doc had a problem with religion. Um, Funny, considering he was more of an ordained minister than me. Um, but yeah, I'm not having a program this Sunday. I'm just being grateful. Um, New year, new place, new me. Uh, First market of the year successfully under my belt yesterday, despite the manager being a fucking prick. So this year is about having fucking pricks in my life, smiling in their face and saying what they want to hear, and letting the rest of the world know I think they're fucking pricks. And just, being very aware of what they fucking are. Because last year they weaseled on me, and this year I ain't taking no weaseling, no bad times, no none of that negative bullshit ain't entering my fucking world. And when it does, I'm just gonna fucking hammer it like I never hammered it before. If I decide to hammer anything, otherwise I'm just fucking walking away, which is what I did yesterday, all day and all night. And that's what I mean. I'm being grateful. I was out last night on the streets, and this place is different, man. When I roll out the door, I'm right downtown, and it's not the kind of place where like you can have a drink and then casually walk home. Nah, you could get in trouble. So, being grateful, I didn't get in any trouble yesterday, and um, very grateful for this new fucking place. I mean, my God, so freaking high tech. Sometimes I'm wondering about that little heater thingy over there on the wall. But damn, man, this building stays about. Well, I woke up and it was like 78, and I was surprised or 68, and it usually stays about 70 in this building. And this is freaking winter. It's like sometimes it's about 40 out there, maybe. Oh, is it in 30s? No, it's 40 something out there right now, but it's low 40s. So it gets cold up here, and it's nice to be in a warm building. And I got my bacon cooking over there. Like I said, it's Sunday. I'm just chilling. I don't drink anymore, so I ain't getting drunk today. So that's a good thing. And like I said, if I had a drink last night, I could have been in danger. Just even one drink, anyone. Um, some of the stuff that goes on in this tiny little town, man. And again, I'm downtown Central. I'm 2 blocks from, and I basically did. I stayed out so long. I was so tired I could hardly stand up or walk straight. It made me think that, the cops have stopped me. I'm going to have to explain to them I'm a disabled dude. And I have spinal injuries. And yeah, I wobble, especially when I've been out all day and I've been dancing all night, which is what I did last night. And it was awesome, man. It was awesome. I got this downtown to myself, man. That's why I'm being grateful. Some people use it, but, you know, like can't believe there was not more people out there last night. Same for New Year's when there was hardly anybody at the ice rink. It just really amplified to me my job this year, what I'm supposed to be doing here in the world and in life. Besides really just having fucking fun with every freaking day, everything that I'm gonna do. If it's not, just fucking walk away or kick their ass and then walk away. Again, that's my attitude. I'm not engaging in any long battles this year. If I do, it's going to be, more very precise. Precision is the key. And yeah, definitely. When I was out last night, and when I say dance, I mean like with my stick and I do my movement thing. I learn things. My mind expands. It's almost like tripping on shrooms. And I was that close to having that experience all on my own. That's a chemical makeup that can happen in a human body. Look that shit up. It's what's in mushrooms. It's interesting because it seems to be where my life is leading this year is mushrooms. I had another one of my farmer friends approach me at the market and wants to get into doing that, and it's like I know the people who do that, and I will do that, but I won't send anybody to do that unless I'm kind of like there, part of it, and so looks like that's where my life's headed. So yeah, two things. I'm gonna partner up with a guy doing massage. Get my table over here. Being really grateful, I have a great space to do massage here. Put the table up. Got a window view. Um, and then shrooms. Yeah, one of my other uh, pot farmer friends, legal, wants to get into the shroom thing, and that's the second one. So I connect up all these people. I can just see this year if I can pull this off. I got the park 2 blocks away. I just got to decide what I want to do there and do it. I've got a farm, off the grid farm, with a guy that's knowledgeable about shrooms, and I'm willing to do guided meditation trips with this guy because he's got all the skills. He's just sitting there idle. We've been sitting idle for about 3 years, and it all seems to be connecting up for this year. So I think what's going to happen, like I always wanted to happen, minus San Francisco, but I'm going to get people moving from one place to another. And it's all about that, not staying stuck, you know. Again, gratefulness. I didn't get in this place by just sitting on my ass in an apartment and praying for good things to happen. It took a shit ton of getting out and going out and meeting people at different places that I didn't even know connected until I got here. Um, so definitely, I am living a life that's new to me. I don't totally understand it. It's all about people helping me and me helping them and them helping. It's more about them helping me lately. So yeah, the part about me helping them is very much on my plate. I like that part. It's not like an obligated part. It's just like, okay, this is what I do, and here it is. And yeah, market yesterday, that bastard. I don't want to even work with him. I don't fucking. His energy's so weird. I noticed myself just like at a 20-foot range, backing away from this dude, 20 feet, and he knew it too. He saw me backing up. And it's like, yeah, don't fucking come near me, motherfucker. Whatever it is, it ain't dealt with yet, and I don't feel like dealing with it, so it's yours. Come near me, and I'm gonna take care of what I should have probably taken care of the first fucking time, motherfucker. So yeah, grateful for that too, and I got to oh man, I got to see all my old clients yesterday. Almost every one of them I'd ever worked on at the market yesterday. The she devil was there, the bitch that took my spot. Um, these fuckers, man, they ain't seen shit yet. When the good weather comes, let them fucking do their little market. When the good weather comes, I'm gonna go down there and set up on fucking Saturdays. And the crowd will come by me just like it comes by the market. And I ain't going to pay for it. And I ain't going to put up with their bullshit. Fuck that guy. And if he comes near me, I'm going to plant his ass in the fucking pavement. Yeah, I have good things to do. So I saw all my old clients yesterday. They're all up on me, and they don't give a shit about the market either. They just want me. And I got to do some work on my friend. And it was so nice that he asked, and he trusted me to do the work on him right there on the street, not prepared, nothing. You know, Mark, will you take care of this problem in my back? Well, fuck yeah, let's do this right there on the street. Bing, bing, bing. And yeah, I'm so grateful. I still can feel. It's like amazing with how much numbness I have, and my legs are just, they're toast. My low back is toast. It's reminded me of when I first was injured when I was 30 years old at Safeway, and I first felt that what spinal pressure to the legs feels like, and to your bowels and bladder, across your hips and your low back, that just like pinched nerve feeling all the way around, like a circle right around your belly, basically, where I hurt so bad all the time. So it's like I'm being grateful for that feeling actually, because now I know why I'm so scoliosis, to why my spine's so got such a big ass curve. It seems to be growing despite everything I'm doing. Freaking thing. And there ain't no help for that. I mean, I'm seeing another surgeon. I mean, they're gonna try to rebuild me inside, but as far as the outside, and people trying to tell me what kind of movement to do, this kind of thing, massage, fuck that. I'm so high level past any bullshit. I'm not even looking for one person, one exercise anymore. Just they ain't there. Ain't no one gonna come along and be good enough to tell me what I need to do except me. I mean, that's some serious shit. I don't give a fuck how good they are at movement, martial arts, healing arts, emotional arts. They're just not gonna be able to match me. That's another thing, gratefulness. I have people always asking me who I am and what I do. I do it all, man, on the healing aspect now, definitely. The emotional and mental aspects. I've seen it all. I've lived with it all. I've done it all. The meds, the psychiatrists, the therapists, the groups. You look it up in my history. It's fucking matter of record. It's fact of my life. I've done them all, and I've done them repeatedly. Some of them triple timed on my own. Uh, so yeah, grateful for myself today, even a little. Yeah, it definitely have to be because I couldn't again. I was like I was saying earlier, I couldn't be here in this beautiful place without it. And I guess just being warm, even though I'm wearing this hat, and I'm being grateful for this hat. This is for my in-law, my sister-in-law. If that's the way I should say it. Um, but my daughter's mother-in-law, she made this beautiful hat, and it's so freaking warm. And I'm just like I said, I'm sitting here just being warm. And I think coming off of Oz, being downstairs in that back corner, I think it was just freaking cold there all the time. And even though I pumped the heat to make it warm, um, I'm actually trying to remember now how I heated that place. Not off the stove. Oh crap! Oh yeah, they finally installed these weird ass heaters. I actually have the same type of unit here, but it's totally different than what they installed in Laws. Oh right, they installed the heater up on the fucking ceiling, right? Heat goes up. So it's all this flipping cold unless I turned that bastard full on, which is what I did, and I probably paid a ton for that shit staying warm. Um, and turn the fans, the vents down, and turn the fan full on so that it would blow as best it could downwards towards the damn floor. This one here, I noticed is the same way. They got the vents up on the top, but it doesn't really matter because again, this building is so warm, and I almost never have to turn the heater on. And when I do, all I'm doing is taking it from like usually 70 up to 7, where I got it now, 74, and I'm just sitting here toasty as fuck. I don't even know what somebody's supposed to be, and of course where they have the temperature thing reading is going to never tell you the truth, anyways. Um, so yeah, it is interesting. I can't set that thing at 74, and whatever it is, 70 or whatever, it stays nice and toasty in here, and it's only a few degrees above the natural building state. And I think they do have heating in this building. I've seen the thermostats out on the wall, so they actually heat the building and pay for that. Grateful, man, grateful. Got freaking washing machines in the building. I have a place to put washer and dryer in my apartment. It's all the hookups. I have a laundromat across the street, anyways. Oh, freaking way grateful. And then as soon as we get the key cards and all the doors to the building have locks on them, which we don't have now, we won't have any, you know, any danger of walking out into a homeless person in our hallway, which should never happen. They got a lot of issues here they got to deal with. And we all done told them, but they got 30 units, old people to stay on them. So I don't need to do it. I just freaking make sure it gets done. I have great managers. That's another gratefulness. And my main manager, I have an on-site manager, and then I have the main managers in another county, actually. But she's the one that got me in here. And she's the one I told everybody if I got a problem, I just tell her, And of course, now I have a chain of command. Actually, I said this is like living in a barracks. I have to go to my not main manager, but my on-site manager. And if I don't, that would be disrespectful. So I ain't doing none of those things this year either. I'm going to be very, again, precise about how I do things with people. So that way, when they got an issue, I can just more easily write them off this year, because I'm going to be writing a lot of people off this year. Last year, I had to write off, I wrote off my father. I wrote off almost a 30-year relationship, work relationship. I wrote off the market. And I wrote off Robert, the manager of the market. Second Robert in my life, which is weird because my dad's name was Robert, but I dumped 2 Roberts last year. I moved away from one, thank God. Nobody even knows about that except my daughter, but this weird dude named Robert, who went to the same high school as me, so I guess he thought he had a connection, moved from a fucking another city to stay with me to find a place, stayed with me, and then almost killed each other. Decides he's going to move above me, and I had to live with that bastard above me for 5 years. Lucky I didn't fucking bury his ass. Very grateful on that. And that dude, he fucking like stalked every move I made down below and responded to everything. I told my daughter I couldn't fucking turn on the water without that dude stomping on the floor because it made too much noise for him. I mean, seriously, I couldn't walk over to the sink and turn on the water without boom. Don't make that much noise, It's like, motherfucker, fuck you. So what I ended up doing and then having to live with over there is low vibration sound that I turned on, and I put speakers all around my house. So my fucking apartment just sat there at a low roar, and you couldn't hear into it. That's how I maintained my privacy for the last 5 fucking years. This place is different. I don't have anybody above or below me yet, gratefulness. Because when the lady above started moving in, man, it's freaking wild. These hardwood floors. So I'm going to get little pads and stuff for my gear so I don't be so loud on a person below me. And then as far as that person above me sound, to wait to see when they move in, see how much they move around. And if they move around too much, then I'll do the same thing. I'll just put on some, what do they call it, white noise. Put it to the sound to where it doesn't bother me. So that's the thing with this place. And even if it did, depends on who it is. And I'm sure they're not going to do it on purpose, I'm so used to somebody just fucking hating on me. And not going to happen this year. Haters got to go. Haters will go. Haters will get hurt and then sent on the road. I've seen what I did to the market manager, and you don't want to be living in that type of world because you crossed on me and disrespected me. I wouldn't want his karma. Yeah, motherfucker. And I'm still not done with him yet because he's hurting my friends every week. It's called grafting. And that's what he did to me. Well, he did worse to me. What he did was he backstabbed me because he could not graft me. Because he could not get anything from me. Because he didn't see any value from me. And he couldn't get any value from me. He backstabbed me. And what's great is the person that he installed instead of me, she ain't giving him nothing because she ain't making nothing. I made more friends out there than that bitch. And the work that she's doing, I don't know. Fucking airheads walking up to a fucking Reiki person. Oh, I feel better because you put your hands on me. Fuck you. Like I said, grateful because then I turned around, I did real hands-on body work. Booyah. You gotta fuck around with it. Do not close my eyes and pretend I was praying to the fucking gods for you. Nope. When I put hands on, the gods are going either working for you or against you. Absolutely. I'm gonna put some fucking juice into it. I'm gonna lean into it. And I'm not gonna work hard, and I'm not gonna, it's not like that. It's technique, but you're gonna feel God. I'm thankful for my pain now. I think about it, because that's how I stay connected to the universe. It's through my pain. Now I'll take it all. Not a flipping problem. Especially now that I have the good medication. My God, I couldn't believe how good this stuff works. Yeah, and it's very non-invasive. And I mean, I could, if I stop taking it, it's not like I have any withdrawals, but my pain level, it's like 2 or 3 points worth on the pain scale. That's fucking huge. That's fucking huge. And it doesn't fucking play with anything with your mind, emotions. What it do? It slowed me down a little, but that's right. I needed to be slowed down. And if I take like a high dose, it'll slow my ass way down. And so I'm on a lower dose than their lowest dose, because I asked them to just give me a little tiny fraction and see how it worked. And my doc's cool. He's like, okay. And I'm like, he's like, make sure you call me if you need any more. And he hasn't heard from me in months. I haven't called him. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. A little tiny bit. I'm finding a lot of medications are that way. The smaller dose you can take, even a freaking Tylenol, you get used to taking the same amount. You think you need to take that amount. Your body gets used to that same amount, and there's the problem. Yeah. And it's first because your mind says you need it every time. And then you get your body used to it. It's a freaking game people play. Again, I'm having gratefulness in my inside, just looking around at the world and the people in the world. All these so-called successful people that make all this money, they're freaking. It's like Mo said, they're freaking alcoholics. They're all doped up on one thing or another. Or their emotional life's a disaster, their personal life's a disaster because they don't handle their shit like Robert, the market manager. What a little bitch ass person. I mean, the guy's a male. And I didn't have much of a father figure. I mean, I had my dad, but he had a dad too. I mean, and my dad was absent, so I didn't get that. And my dad was a sort of child, so I ended up a child. But there's no excuse for, well, I mean, he must have got raised by a mama, because I mean, he hangs with women and he acts like a woman, so I'm just gonna have to treat him that way. Very interesting when you're standing in the street and you got a man who's a woman telling you to get off the street, and they're not understanding they're about to die. And then when they all of a sudden hits them that they're about to die, they go into total fucking traumatic shock for weeks and months. It's like, dude, get the hell over it. Move on to the next step. I told him I'd deal with this shit all day long, every day. I thought I was getting away with it here, and I don't care that I didn't. But it's different here. It's very different. Even the people on the street know the cops are only 2 blocks away. So they know. I was just thinking about that. Some of these people deal with the cops more than I do on a daily, so they have no problem with me saying, "Oh, I'm going to call the cops." I'm like, "Fucking yeah, call Jimmy down here." Freaking people, freaking cops too. I mean, they know me. I know them. But the less the better, man. It just means I'm in a bad spot at the wrong time. So that's high level energy work. That's high level Reiki, and yeah, that's my life now. That is my life. High level emotional, psychological, and spiritual, energetic Reiki work. And I'm grateful for the opportunity, because I'm either going to do it or I'm going to crash and burn and end up homeless on the streets as an alcoholic. It's that's it. That's the choices. And it's always been the choice, and I always did the wrong one. So here I am, getting ready to go booyah. I wonder where I'm going from here. I'd like to stay here a long time. If I died in this place, it would be very cool. Or, while I was living in this place. But no matter where I go, even if I did hit the streets, I'd be happy. As long as I'm happy. I could have lived anywhere. Big Bend up in the mountains. That's where my ashes are going. That's why they are going there, because I know the person, they got the. It's where you go. You go up into the mountains, and you either live or you'll die. Let God decide your fate. I did that, and I'd do it any time. Yeah, interesting how my life was. Interesting how it is. Grateful, because I was passing that experience on yesterday. Brett, my friend Brett at the market, and Brett's going to be gone. He's moving to like Oregon or Washington in a month or two. He's a young guy who moves around. People don't understand how life works. But anyways, Brett's an adventurer, he's a traveler, he's a seeker like I used to be. And he went up to Shasta County, up to where my ashes are going to go. And he knew, we talked, and he was telling me about the places he went. And I got to tell him even more about what's up there and what you can find up in Shasta County and how to find it. It's not on Mount Shasta. Don't even go there. I was warned by the Indians, don't go to the town of Mount Shasta. And I didn't know why for a long time until I started knowing about it, because everybody goes there for spiritual stuff, right? Well, once you start doing that, like the Indians said, and you don't use the right karma, you run the spiritual stuff out of a place and you turn it into a negative, which is what people have done to Shasta, which is a healing, energetic place, right? They got hot springs in Northern California. Indians cursed them all. Unless you know what you're doing, you're just stepping into cursed water, taking something that's not yours. Same thing people do when they go to Mount Shasta for healing. Uh, they're taking something they're not bringing. And it's like when I went up into the mountains to live or die, I wasn't going to get something, and I wasn't going to actually give anything. I was just going to exist and let things be as they were. And I think that's how I survived. I think that was why I was sent back broken and alive, to teach those lessons. That, just be. Just being in nature and in the universe, because it's like moving, and you're not paying attention until you stop. And then once you see the movement, then you start being with it, and you can see things to eat and fuck. I don't know if I guess you get high level enough, the animals come bring you food. But I know for sure, like I said, I've done it enough. It's like you don't go sit in a cave. You hear that stuff about a yogi, but yogi does sit in the cave, but he has to get food. He has to go out. He has to pee and poop, and then that you're interacting with nature. Uh, And those are the true lessons out in nature. Property. I was thinking how my partner was so into property. Property is held by people. It's the land. And she said, we'll get into land too, but it's not anyone's land. I think maybe even she got too much into, I own this land. Yeah, it's nice you own your piece, but still it's not yours. Not freaking yours. And I did that also up in Shasta County. There was people that had properties that were so big they didn't know it. I and other of my friends were maybe living on them. It wasn't theirs. And nature made it where it wasn't theirs. These people couldn't physically get out to where we were living on their land because they just didn't have it in them. And there was no kind of machines that could just take them there unless somebody roped them down from a helicopter. I mean, seriously, that's when I used to go up there and look for places to live. I looked for where nobody else could possibly get. Up on a cliff or somewhere. Seriously, on the face of a cliff. Some of the places I've camped and stayed. I mean, when I was a rookie, when I was first going up there, I wasn't even a rookie to outdoors, but rookie to Big Bend. I found bear dens and caves. And I found them first because I was running from the helicopters, but then later when I was checking them out, I went, Jesus Christ, these places stay dry in the winter. Some of them. So yeah, I just started thinking about that and just being amazed at where you could build a little home into a side of a cliff or under a tree. that's alongside of a river. I mean, of course, if you're screwing with the river, you may have to move real quick if the rain's coming. Uh, that did happen to me once too. I got trapped on a little island, which was a funny joke because after that I just started taking people out there, especially when it rained. Because you could go on the island and walk out to it, and then it would rain, and then there would be a little stream that started up, but pretty deep one. It'd get like 3, 4 feet deep. If you're on the island going to sleep at night and you woke up like I did, and then the next morning there's a fucking little 4 foot stream to cross to get back over to land. That was a great place. That was the first place I ever camped up in Big Bend. I went down there and I went down there with a roll of plastic because I had no tent or nothing like that. I didn't want one. Roll of plastic's way better. And yeah, I built a campsite and I lived there for like two weeks. I lived there before someone gave me a trailer, and then I moved it out into that area. Basically, it was on PG&E land, but it was national forest, so I had to deal with everybody on that. But again, once you just roll out and do something, and the thing is, if you don't trash a place, people aren't going to screw with you. And the law is if you don't build any permanent structures or permanent things, don't start stacking rocks or whatever, then they don't care. As long as you can just pack up and leave in an hour, you can live in a national forest and you can live on PG&E land. PG&E won't tell you that, but they're not going to run you off necessarily, especially if you're coal. It comes down to individuals, just like everything I'm doing now on a bigger level. Yeah, grateful for that too. The fact that I'm able to deal with more people so easily, because I think that's where I want my future to be as far as gratefulness and all of my work. Just more people, more putting my work out. So that's it. Just video diarying, hanging in my new place. Got bacon cooking. Huge day yesterday. Market out all night last night. The skating rink is just freaking awesome. Uh, I've been a lot of places in San Francisco all the time through the years. All the biggest parties I've been in, and the lights and the music down in downtown Ukiah at Christmas time, and like last night. Again, I thought I was tripping on shrooms, man. I cruised around till I found like the best spot, and you could turn full 360, and every way you would look, it was Christmas lights and the music. It was just Christmas lights everywhere. It was just beautiful. There's one spot, and had to, no clouds, beautiful night. It was just cold, and I had plenty of gear. I was not cold. I was out sweating, man, out there dancing to that damn music. I was glad they finally turned some shitty songs on so I could leave. I had no idea what people think of me when they see me out there in the dark doing that by myself. But I was actually doing it on the stage. Well, it's a cement pad. I don't know what they call that kind of thing. But it's what I plan to use when they do classes in the damn park, whether anybody likes it or not. I still have one more permission to get before I can actually do that. But that's what I was doing last night. I was doing actually my routine, what I want to teach. And I was out there a good hour. No, I was out there 2 hours. So that was the other thing I was checking was my endurance level. And so I've got it down. I'm going to be doing, I haven't decided on the name. It's going to be stick yoga or stick aerobics. It's going to be with stick, though. That's the way I'm going to draw people. Everybody likes twirling the freaking stick. And I can't twirl a stick unless I do my yoga first. I was noticing last night. And even to do the 2 hours I did last night, I had to stop twice and unbreak my body. My paralysis got me to where I couldn't move. And I literally was like using the moon and all that ambient stuff, checking out my healing powers on myself. And again, people saw that must have tripped because I did my highest level shit, re-straightening my broken spine so I could keep dancing and doing my thing. So I did that twice to do a 2 hour thing. So I know I can go 2 hours solid doing my aerobics with my stick and the movement stretching part, unwinding my spine. And I've got this routine down from using the stick on the whole body, but especially the spine. I've been working those movements for the last year now with experts on how to move the low body, the thoracic body differently, and the neck differently. And you use the stick on, you get it on your neck right. And now I got neck stuff, man. Nobody can tell me different on these things, right? It's awesome. You can you can unpressure and loosen your neck vertebrae one at a time if you do it carefully and slowly, and it's easy. And I guess if you had a little music, it would help. But I never need music. People like music, so that's the other thing with working in the park. I think I'm going to be using music, but I have to use it carefully because people don't understand the beats and the energy that goes with adding the music in the movement. And why they don't hear the music in their head is beyond me. I'm going to have to cross that barrier to get things right. But I want to get things more right than anybody else out there doing them. Really so much. Because these freaking people are driving me crazy. They're 20 years younger. And even at their age, I knew twice as much as these people. Because of my injuries, because of my gifts, right? And it's just driving me crazy that all these movement teachers and yoga teachers out there, they have no flipping clue what they're doing. All they've done is done their technique and style on themselves, and they got beautiful little bodies, and therefore it makes them successful and knowledgeable. And it's like, oh my God, my attitude was all last year. Now I see why I was angry last year, because I wasn't accepting that. I was angry about that shit. They got a bunch of rookies running around disrespecting me. And I was right to be angry. And then my anger's valid. So again, people are going to get blasted this year. So anybody that steps up better be prepared. And I'm going out looking for it. I went out looking for it last year. This year, it's way my mission to go out looking for it. Not to run into people, but for my mission. I'm looking for my clients. They've been keeping me from my people, the people that need it. And I found that out yesterday. Those people came looking for me because, two of them straight up said they've been hurt by other people. In between the time they met me, they went and screwed around and went to a rookie. And they got paid for it. So they were like, shit, Mark. And I'm like, yeah, well, they don't understand now, do they? So, yeah, pain is an extreme gift. So I'm really grateful for my pain today a lot. It's put me in a whole nother world than everyone else. And I don't know, my friend Greg, if you ever get to this part, that's your gift. I've always known it's your gift. What is it that you've got? You've got a systemic illness, right? It's not structural. It's not emotional. It's not psychological. It's a systemic illness. All the other things are secondary to that, right? They're rare. They're difficult to work with. Most people don't make it. The fact that you're here is huge. That you went through pain group, that you've done the things that you've done with your own pain caused by a systemic illness, which so few people understand or live through. That is your gift. There's a shit ton of people out there with systemic illnesses that won't listen to me because I don't have one, and I don't know how to deal with them. I know how to do structure, movement, the body. I know psyche and psychological stuff, as you know, but I don't. Unless you're wearing it, you can't know. And only thing I can relate to is systemic illness. I have inflammation. Basically, they've got a name for it that they labeled me with, rheumatoid arthritis, which is a systemic illness. But I don't view it as the same, because when a mystery systemic illness is different. You don't have a source. And not that I have a source. Mine's my entire spine. So it's my whole body. So in that I can relate. and my body's pressurized and in extreme pain. So that I can relate. But still, systemic illness doesn't have a source. So first of all, you have to accept that you can't cure it. That it's just a matter of being better day by day. And then you build your routine and your life, all the things that make it work that you use to deal with that systemic illness, which if it's toxic things, they can put any name they want on toxins. But toxins are about detoxing all the time and then not retoxing. So that is a gift that a person with a systemic illness would have. And I've had them from spider bites. And I was able to cure them because I found my source to bite where the actual stuff was inside my body. And well, they actually tried cutting it out and they couldn't cut it out. I got rid of it in one way I was telling you, my own little ways of detoxing my body. So a person with systemic illness, it's all about diet. I mean, your exercise, all those things are important too. But your expertise is going to come in diet and all the little daily things that you do. It's mainly what you put in and what you don't put in, and detox. Some people do a fast once a week. That's like a high level. But a person with systemic illness should be doing it at least once a month. And when you fast, you should be learning when you start eating again, putting in just perfect stuff. I'm working on my diet this year too, just to give you that. And it's about the market. It's about eating organic, local, non-GMO stuff. It's, again, about detoxifying your fucking body at a higher level than anybody you've ever met, because people don't respect these things. You have to respect yourself, your work, what you do, and your knowledge, because no one else is ever going to. You just have to stand in their face and just tell them, this is the fucking way it is for me, the fucking way it is for you. And I know it because I walked through it. So, yeah, grateful for you, Greg, if you watched that far. And hopefully you keep getting stuff from me.